Hi guys, welcome to the UEBC 2022 hosted by JPS here in Melbourne, Australia. I am joined by the majestic Dr. Zoya, who has just wrapped up her presentation on nutrition and health considerations for females. First off, thank you for a wonderful presentation.
No problem.
And I really just wanted to get your thoughts on, obviously in the realm of coaching and personal training, this may be something that is often overlooked by many coaches, especially males, and I wanted to get your thoughts on what would be kind of the fundamentals in terms of knowledge, information that maybe a coach can start with to try and improve how they're able to manage their client or work with their client who's a female.
So I think understanding, first their goals and understanding the reasons why, but one of my slides, I talked about the hierarchy of needs. Even though I did talk a lot about the menstrual cycle, it's really the base of the pyramid of hierarchy of needs is energy requirements.
Sure.
So energy and hydration, and then following up from that we have pre and post nutrition, and it's really in the middle that we have our menstrual cycle health. So we really want to get the basics right first.
Sure.
So not seeing the forest before the trees sort of thing. And yeah, just really making sure that they are fueling correctly, because low energy availability is a really important consideration for females, and generally females just aren't eating enough. So I would start with there first, assess their energy requirements, and then work from there.
Awesome. And so obviously this might be something, this area is, like I mentioned, is maybe not something that a lot of males tend to kind of broaden their knowledge base with. So what would you say to maybe a male coach or even a female coach as well who really wants to try and build that level of trust and communication with their client? How would you approach that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can understand, being a male, if you're talking to female clients about menstrual health, they can be very awkward, but most of the time women are really happy to talk about it.
Sure.
And I guess it depends on how the person is coming up with that situation. If you think about it as just collecting data, so adding to your check-in spreadsheet, menstrual cycle, menstrual symptoms, it takes away any sort of awkwardness around it, and it's just like collecting data. So that's a good place to start, and opening up the conversation as well. Where are you in your cycle? Do you think that could be affecting your performance today? And just even starting with that question, and just understanding that women have talked about it for their whole lives, so they're hopefully comfortable to talk about it. With males they might not be, but it's just asking the question to begin with.
Sure. And in terms of going forward with the research, I know you mentioned a couple of studies in your presentation, but where would you like to see, are there any areas you'd like to see research in a bit more depth, taking a bit more care with, to try and kind of give us a more broader kind of knowledge base on this topic?
I mean, so many different areas.
You have to choose maybe one or two top ones.
One or two, okay. I guess, in my presentation I did talk about the phase-based training, which is really interesting. There's only 4 studies in that. Potentially exploring that a little bit further would be of interest, but in general, one thing I actually didn't mention in my presentation is there's a real lack of consistency in those sort of studies in females, where they're not really tracking the cycle appropriately.
Sure.
They're a bit low quality studies. So I think what research really needs in female health is a general consensus on how we're actually going to do studies in females, and being consistent throughout, because that makes it so much easier to then compare across studies as well. So yeah, I think it's starting from the basics and then working up, really. Sure.
I very much hope that we kind of spend more time working in this kind of field, and a lot of us as coaches can kind of be more open with learning about female clients, female health. I think that would really benefit us. I just want to finish off with one kind of question going a bit off topic. So I know you were Victoria's Strongest Woman.
2019.
2019,
yeah,
sure.
2019.
And let's say you had to do another Strong Woman contest. If you had to pick one training partner from the UEBC presenters, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I mean, they're all bodybuilders. I'm not too sure.
That's why it's difficult.
I think I would pick Sophie, actually.
Awesome.
Yes, definitely female power. Want to get girls together, and yeah, I think she lifts some pretty heavy weights. So definitely her out of anyone else.
You heard it here first. World's Strongest Woman 2023. Zoya is going to be. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that's probably all we have time for today, Zoya. Once again, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me. Thank you for your presentation. Guys, if you missed Zoya's presentation at the UBC, stay tuned for the replay, which will be available for access via JPS. So once again, thank you very much, and we'll hopefully see you at the next convention.
Thanks.